So in this video, Yann LeCun is talking about why LLMs are dead. And this interview is basically telling, why the LLMs cannot achieve the human level intelligence or any type of intelligence at all, because intelligence has a certain requirements that LLMs are inherently not capable of achieving. Let's listen to what he says.
Turning point. We push AI to match the human capabilities today. Will we pick up the human flow? No, I think.
So the interviewer is asking if AI, the current AI basically, right, is able to capture the human level understanding and intelligence. And the short answer that Yann LeCun gives is no. And let's listen why he says no.
I think so. Currently, AI systems are in many ways very stupid. We are fooled into thinking they are smart because they can manipulate language very well.
So he says that currently the AI systems are stupid. That's a very blunt answer. As opposed to artificial intelligence that everyone is claiming that these LLMs possess. And let's just understand why he says they are stupid.
Currently, AI systems are in many ways very stupid. We are fooled into thinking they are smart because they can manipulate language very well.
So the reason we think about they are smart is because they can manipulate language, right? They put the words next to each other in a way that you feel like, oh, this is impressive. Whatever I'm talking to is pretty smart, right? But in fact, it's not the intelligence that enables them to provide the responses that they give.
But they don't understand the physical world. They don't really have any.
So number one, they don't understand the physical world. So you can test this with, some physical world questions, make it complicated, something that hasn't been asked before. Like, how do you, if you have, in the beginning of AI, it used to be this question of, if you have three devices and there's a ping pong ball under the bed, how do you get the ping pong ball from under the bed? And the answers it would give would be so stupid in terms of, human intelligence and understanding. I mean, after evolving, the answers are, more tuned to the physical world. But right now, it kind of gives the idea of why they don't understand the physical world. Let's listen further.
Persistent memory of the type that we have.
Number two is that they don't have a persistent memory, right? The type you have. So you can test this. This problem still exists with the current LLMs because you ask questions and then in the following questions, and then you correct the LLM machine, but it keeps repeating the same mistake because it doesn't have that persistent memory. Number three,
We have. They can't really reason and they can't plan, and those are essential characteristics.
so they can't reason and they cannot plan, and these are the four characteristics of an intelligence. So persistent memory, ability to reason, and ability to plan, and ability to understand the physical world.
Characteristics of intelligent behavior. So one of the things that my colleagues and I have been working on at FAIR and at NYU actually is designing a new type of AI system, still based on deep learning, that would be capable of understanding the physical world, have persistent memory, be able to reason and plan. And in my opinion, once we succeed in building those systems around this blueprint, those systems will have emotions.
So he's saying that they're working on a project that has these four characteristics, understanding the physical world, persistent memory, reasoning, and planning. And I think he's talking about JEMA, GEMA, and that's the model he's working on. And he says that if they succeed, those machines will have emotions. That's quite a feat. Having emotions is responding internally to certain events.
So they'll have emotions like maybe fear or excitement or elation, because those are anticipations of outcome. Those systems will basically work by having a goal that we set them to fulfill. We'll give them goals to accomplish. And then they will try to figure out what kind of actions can I take so that I fulfill that goal. If they can predict in advance that this goal will be fulfilled, it will kind of make them happy, if you want. Okay? Or if they predict that they can't, it will not make them happy. So to some extent, they will have emotions because they'll be able to anticipate the outcome of a sequence of actions they might take.
So setting goals for the machine and basically setting up the machine to achieve those goals, it is something um, that current machines are not able to. You can, you know, it's different. What we currently have with the robots and everything is not setting goals. It's setting a criteria, basically. But setting goals and, for the machine to be able, you know, to start working towards that goal is something different. And if you are able to set one goal for the machine, you can set a life goal for the machine, like, a goal of reaching a perfection. Just like, how humans inherently have a goal, for instance, for survival, for, be happy, of those sort of things. I'm not saying that uh, those machines will have the same types of goal, but just the ability to have a goal and strive towards it is something unique. As far as right now, it's unique to humans, but if you can, transfer it to the machines, it's something else.
But we will not hardwire into them anything like anger or or jealousy or anything like that, because
or
there is no reason.
consciousness.
But consciousness is something else. We don't know what it is really. There's
There's
no real
definition.
There's no definition of it. There's no kind of measurable thing really that can tell us whether something is consciousness or not. Like even if we observe like animals, so we would probably all agree that apes and monkeys are conscious, and maybe elephants and maybe animals of that type.
That's what Roger Penrose said in our interview.
But like is a dog conscious? Is a rat conscious?
Where is the barrier?
Conscious? Where is the barrier? Like because we don't have a good definition for it, we really can't tell.
So it's different from consciousness because, as he says, we don't have a good definition of consciousness. But at the same time, we're not going to be hardwiring emotions into the machine. It's something that's it's a byproduct of setting goals, and the willingness to achieve those goals. So that's the main difference. So I think it was a very important thing, the distinguishing. I think if Yann LeCun succeeds in bringing to life what he's working on, which is, I think he's talking about JEMA, it's going to be a major turning point in the AI industry, and all the LLMs will, basically be useless. I mean, not useless, but will be pale in comparison to what JEMA is. We have to wait and see what happens. Take care.